it's Amy with Paper Moon Journals. This is Paper Stash Smash, where I should be sharing all the projects that I made using my 6x6 pads, smashing them. I didn't. I'm sorry. I totally failed the challenge for February. I promise I'll do better in March. I know I'll do better in March, but I'll explain that later. Hello, my name's Amy. This is Paper Moon Journals. If you haven't seen already, the Paper Stash Smash is a collaboration all year long where every month we pick a kind of scrapbooking paper pad to smash and then try to work through the excess in our scrapbooking supply collection. So what happened is I pretty much spent January smashing my 6x6 pads instead of 12x12s. I did a couple 12x12s, but mostly 6x6s because that's what I had for Valentine's, and in January I was making Valentine things. So then when February rolled around and it was the 6x6 challenge, I thought, well, I'll just make more of the things I already made, except two things happen in February. One is Black History Month, and I wanted to make some projects featuring beautiful Black women. So in this case, a mermaid. This is vacation, like travel journal, and then this is beach. But this one's completed. This one's almost completed. This one has just been started. So they're in varying stages of completion. But this, and then I'm on some design teams. So I'm on a design team for Sweet Pea Curiosities. And I did some projects, the Water Babies projects that I did were for her design team. So between my Black History Month goals and my design team projects, there wasn't a lot of time for scrapbooking, but it did happen. Here's what happened. It's Debbie's fault. I'm going to blame it on Debbie. Not really, but she shared the new scrapbooking papers by Graphic 45. This complete collection here I've already started cutting into on her channel, and that's when I realized that both of the new spring collections must be available from Graphic 45. So I ran over to Scrap and Create and ordered them, and these two using 12x12 papers from Scrap and Create. I made two that are almost identical. This is the one we make in the video, and then there's the prototype that's just slightly different. And so I made this. Part of the reasons I joined the Smash Your Stash challenge is because I tend to hoard my papers and not use them up. So I thought that would be great to encourage me to use the papers. The other thing was that I wanted to make sure I did more scrapbooking, more making of scrapbooking and sharing tutorials and things like that using scrapbook paper. Since not everybody has access to printers, then this project would be more accessible for people to do. And that worked. That totally worked. So even though I wasn't smashing my 6x6 pads, I did use up almost an entire pad of this paper making the two projects. So I went through almost the whole pad of paper, and then almost all the patterns and solids as well. So I did a good job there. You can check that video out if you want. And then I still have the 8x8. I got the 8x8 with this collection and the other collection. And that's the thing. I have tons of 8x8. So when it comes to smashing your 8x8 stash, I'm locked, loaded, ready to go. So for this collection and the other new Hip Hip Hooray collection, I of course have the 8x8. Let me get out the thing. Okay, so I zoomed out so we can see the whole container of them, but there's countless in here. I just added a couple new 6x6s that came this month that I didn't have time. And then thanks to some of the other instigators, I went to Echo Park and I ordered more 6x6s. So the next time the 6x6 Smash Your Stash comes around, I will have plenty. And then here's all my 8x8. I was just using some of this paper, the patterns and solids. I have that out right now. That would be a good one to to smash right away. I'm gonna get that out. And let's see what else. It's Graphic 45. It's almost all, if not all, Graphic 45. I was running out of that, so I made a color photocopy of it. And then, yeah, so I've got Enchanted Forest. What's the new Curiouser? Life is Abundant. Charmed. I'm sure I have a bunch of the Charmed in here. The Alice Tea Party. And that one I've cut into, I can tell. Oh, here's this. I haven't used this, The Voyage Beneath the Sea. I have a whole bunch of it. I've coveted every collection of this I have. 12 by 12 and by 8 by 8. We've got 2 pads of that. I'm okay with keeping one. Let's see what else is in here. I don't want to have ephemera packs and stuff like that. Oh, that's something someone made for me. Something I made, an ephemera pack. Let me keep those in here. Oh, right, that was probably in here, huh? Right, I think, yeah, Make a Splash. Make a Splash. I love those Make a Splash. The Bohemian Bazaar. I got this secondhand. This is older. Just thought it was so cute. Little Things. More Little Things. I noticed I have tons of this Mother Goose in both the 8 by 8 and 12 by 12. I love these papers and they were on sale for too long, so I kept picking up more and more. I should make a project using those. The Well Groomed. I don't know if they finally sold out of that. For years and years and years, they've had that on clearance. Haha, Mon Amour. I thought I had some of this paper for Valentine's when I was looking for Valentine papers. I think we were doing 12 by 12 though for January, so Steampunk Spell. Got 3, 4 things of that when they're organized together. 2 of the Couture. 2 of the Come One, Come All. Time to Flourish. I wouldn't mind using all of it up for something like, say, Time to Flourish that I'm not really attached to. But for things like Come One, Come All or the Alice in Wonderland, some of them I want to keep 1 pad at least of each one. I don't know. I'm a bit of a hoarder. I think you can tell. Cafe Parisienne. Got a couple of that. Here, this Wild and Free. I hope you can see what I'm pulling out. This is one I didn't think I would like at all. And then I ended up loving it after getting some in my monthly subscription. More of the Alice papers. See, I'll have to save at least a full pad of that to covet. The cherries. Life's a Bowl of Cherries. I got a little bit of that. And then just some metallics. So those I wouldn't be worried about using up. What have I got back here? A little bit of Let It Be. They've re-released that. See, I've hung on to it most. It looks like most of Let It Be. Looks like I hung on to that so long that they've re-released it as a collector's edition. So that's fun. I'll get that out. And the rest, here's one that I've already started cutting into, so we'll get that out. Yeah, this one here I've already started cutting into. Should definitely finish that. Well Groomed. Nobody really seemed to like that. The paper collections or the projects I make with it. Which is kind of a shame. I love the projects I make with it. And then some of this Little Thoughts I've already cut into, or Little Things. We could thin this out quite a bit, couldn't we? Anyway, so yes, for March I am set, and what I largely thought I would do, as I love to do, once I come up with a scrapbook album design, I like to, you know, keep making them and then decorating them with different paper collections. And so with the 8x8 pad, I thought that works well with it was previously the Graphic 45 ATC mini tag album is what they called it. And it was in their Staples collection, one of their blank mini albums that they would sell for like $15, crazy cheap. And so when it was no longer available, I found a way to replicate it, and then I slightly changed it. You know, I added this card to the center pocket. But it's almost exactly, you can make as many of the tags as you want, of course. The original one only came with 3 or 4, one for each of the little signature things. Since you're making your own, you can make as many as you want. But yeah, so I have some of these pre-made, waiting. What's in here? Oh, looks like waiting for some Christmas poo, maybe. Yeah, so I have these pre-made, just waiting to decorate. When I sit and I make base mini albums, I like to just sit, maybe take a whole day and sit and make a bunch, mass make a bunch of the same kind of album. And then later, when I want to play with my papers, when I'm smashing my 8x8 stash, I won't even have to construct some albums to get started. I already have a little stash. So yep, I'll be using it's a tutorial on my channel showing how to make the base mini album. It's also a PDF that you can buy to go with the video tutorial. Makes it easier if you don't have to write everything down as you go. Pause the video all along. Makes it a lot easier. So yep, that's what I'll be doing in March. I don't know why I stuffed all those pads back in here that I'd pulled out. So let's make some decisions. I love those papers. That's already been cut into. I should finish that for sure. And then this catch of the day, that goes with the junk journals I'm making. So I'll keep that out. I already know during editing that I made some folios. I'm busy smashing that stash, making some folios. I thought I might film another video, but these papers are so old. I should do another quad fold folio, but this time use papers that aren't so old. But I'm making that one that I made for Halloween using the Catch of the Day papers. I've already made 2 of them and finished off one of those pads and the partial one, and then have been working through the patterns and solids that I have as well. Let's look and see what else I can part with from here. Thin it out, make room for the new ones. I know I already did that Steampunk Spells in November, even though I have so much. Maybe I should go ahead and make more of that. This couture, I made a project using the 12x12 with a bunch of photos of my mom in there. That was really pretty. Let's take a closer look at these paper collections. Maybe you didn't grab them when they're out. They are older, and I don't think most of them are available, at least from Graphic 45 anymore. Somebody probably still has them. So this is the one where they have like a couple pages for each of the months. It's themed for every month. And I think I'd like to make cards out of this. I'm not sure. I know I had 2 pads of it, and I already made a little mini album for my mom, like a mini album planner. And then these couture papers, these are the ones I used when I made the 12x12 project for my mom. You know, using the 12x12 papers. They used to come in a pad, and then that's how old that one is. And then now they come in the paper collections. I think this is so pretty, really stylish, the different images that they used. Let me do a better job of showing you the paper. So this one, the couture, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. My mother did say she would like some birthday cards. Maybe I'll go through and make some birthday cards with this. Maybe some folios. I don't know. It's so pretty. But I will keep one pad in my stash to comfort me, and then try to use up all of this one. Yeah, I already admitted I'm a bit of a hoarder, but yeah, I like to collect things. I have a hard time using up all of a thing. I'll order more before I run out, you know, like if it's my face cream or whatever. Yeah, so that's the couture papers. And then let me go get the album. Here's the album I made for my mom. Well, at least originally I was going to make it for my mom, but then I was thinking, because she's so stylish, I think. But then I realized my mom really likes pink and that I should make her a pink one. So I decided to keep this one for myself and then made her a pink one, or one that's, you know, all pink themed papers. And then I used my laser printer to print this out, so I'm pretty disappointed. There's some rubbing on some of the images. The nice thing about the laser printer is it's water soluble, but then it seems like it's more subject to chafing. It's where my mom wrote for me for one of my tattoos. It's a letter that says, you know, had tattooed in there, "Love, Mom." And that little tag is worse for wear. I carried it around to have her write on for quite a while before we met up. And then these are images that I scanned in and printed out to use. That's when we all went to Hawaii. We went to Maui, my mom, my sister, and me. That was a long, long time ago, probably like 20 years ago, that photo. And then, you know, I don't know how old this picture is of my mom, but her pink hat. And then she likes to perform as a musician. So there will be some pictures of that in here. You can see how I decorated the images with fussy cuts and how I like to use those little faux postage stamps that Graphic 45 includes. That's for when my oldest daughter came to visit from Texas. But yeah, there's more rubbing on that photo. I was really kind of disappointed about the different rubbing that I experience. Sometimes it's the paper, sometimes it's the toner. But yeah, anyway. So this is actually a Graphic 45 trifold scrapbook album, waterfall album, I think they call it. And then I spliced it open and widened the spine to make room to add photos. The original design was full before you add photos, so it needed some modification for the way I plan to use it anyways. And then here, I know I've talked about how I crop down photos when I'm making the scrapbook albums, and you can see that here. Like, I wanted to get as many of those pictures of my mom's visit to the zoo that day on that one little page or whatever. But almost all of these photos, if not all of them, have been cropped down from their original size just to zoom in on what I wanted to see, which was my mom, as I've said before. And so, yeah, there was a little problem with the magnet on the original album, but that's fine. The albums are so affordable compared to the time that it takes to make one. I'm always impressed with the quality of what you get generally. And so then this side is like pictures of my mom and her garden, some of her friends. That was her and me. That was my little baby Amy pictures. That was her with one of my kids, her at my wedding to my husband. That trip to Hawaii again, some pictures of her with her friends. That picture that was enlarged is shrunk down over here. And then I like that one of her at one of my kids' birthday parties way back when. I think it's my youngest daughter when she was little. One of her birthday parties. I just thought my mom looked so pretty. I took her picture there. But yeah, okay. So enough of looking at the scrapbook album I made. You don't usually see my albums with photos in them. So I thought, okay, here's one that I've done with photos in it. And then I made the project with this in November. I'm not sure if I'm ready to do this project again, that quadfold album. And then These bee papers. Looks like on camera I forgot to show you things. But yeah, the Let It Be papers I think will be good because as for my design team for Sweet Pea Curiosities, I asked for her Bee Lady ephemera kit, and I think that'll make a great cover for something that I'll do with that. I also still have some 12 by 12 from the original release. I know it's a deluxe collector's edition now. And then here's what I had left of this one. I'll try to use this up. I'll probably get another pad out. I'm sure that I don't have all my 8x8s together because that container was full, that I have a couple more floating around because I know I've bought more of certain collections on clearance that I didn't see in the bucket. So I'll have to go see where I've stashed those. Here's, this paper collection has been on clearance for years. Like, people don't really seem, I know Debbie from Project 39, she likes it. I like it. It's my favorite to make cards when I have to make gender neutral cards because, you know, for a dog lover or whatever, they're great for pop-ups. Like this page is great for a pull activated waterfall or the pop-up with a twist. Really fun for that. I know I did a like mini paper bag journal using that. The first year I applied for the Graphic 45 brand ambassador. I'll be trying for that again this year. Wish me luck. Thank you so much for watching. I think this is what I'm going to tackle. And in April 1st, we'll meet back and we'll find out what I did actually make and everything. Please go to the description box and find the videos from everybody else. See what they made in February and what they plan on doing in March. As always, thank you so much for watching and please have a wonderful day.